you ready for class? Welcome back to the Panic Room, guys, and episode 2 of Pax's Little Library of Horrors. Boy, do we have another good one today. If you remember, in episode 1 of this series, we covered What There Is Before There Is Anything There, a Scary Story by Laniers. If you missed that video, go back, watch it, tell me what you think in the comments. It was a doozy. Talk about a creepy book. But guys, today we have one that I feel like is probably a little bit more well-known. I was unaware of him before this, but I couldn't pull myself away from the artwork for this particular book, and he has other books, all of which look incredibly creepy, so he must be a specialist for children's horror. So I'm going to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. We are going to talk about loss, specifically loss of a child, so just to be forewarned. But today we are going to talk about a book called The Hapless Child, and it is by Edward Gorey. Now, just take a look at this artwork. I mean, right off the bat, creepy as hell, right? I mean, this like cameo-looking child with the dragon entities on either side. It's just absolutely gorgeous, even the back. It's some kind of like messed up, devilish, almost like a crest, like a family crest. That's what I got from it. But again, this one gets dark, and I feel like we're all going to agree that, you know, what the hell? Like I said, I don't know anything about this author. If you do, if you know about Edward Gorey, tell me down below, comment. I'd love to know more about him, because I am quickly falling in love with his work. So let's dive in, shall we? You know from the first video that when there are short children's books like this, I do go through them and read them, and these are just one line on each page. So probably won't be doing that for like any YA or young adult novels that we cover, but for this, the artwork, just everything, I feel like we need to share. So page 1, we open with beautiful detailed artwork here. And I don't want to show you every single picture, because I do feel like you should go and pick this up for yourself. But just know that literally every page is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's begin, shall we? There was once a little girl named Charlotte Sophia. Her parents were kind and well-to-do. She had a doll whom she called Hortense. One day, her father, a colonel in the army, was ordered to Africa. Several months later, he was reported killed in a native uprising. Her mother fell into a decline that proved fatal. Check that out. Very, very spooky. Why? Why in a kid's book, right? Her only other relative, an uncle, was brained by a piece of masonry. Yeah. Hit in the head with a brick. Charlotte Sophia was left in the hands of a family lawyer. He at once put her into a boarding school. There she was punished by the teachers for things that she hadn't done. Hortense was torn limb from limb by the other pupils. During the day, Charlotte Sophia hid as much as possible. At night, she lay awake, weeping and weeping. When she could bear it no longer, she fled from the school at dawn. She soon lost consciousness and sank to the pavement. A man came and took the locket with her parents' pictures inside. Another man came from the opposite direction and carried her off. He brought her to a low place. He sold her to a drunken brute. Charlotte Sophia was put to work making artificial flowers. She lived on scraps and tap water. From time to time, the brute got the horrors, which is probably my favorite line in this whole book. Got the horrors? So the way I took this is that he was crazy. He was a black market, individual who was essentially insane. But what a way to put that. Got the horrors. Charlotte Sophia's eyesight began to fail rapidly. Meanwhile, her father, who was not dead after all, returned home. Every day he motored through the streets searching for her. At last, the brute went off his head. Charlotte Sophia, now almost blind, ran into the street. Anybody else getting Black-Eyed Children vibes? One of my favorite creepy stories. She was at once struck down by a car. Her father got out to look at the dying child. She was so changed, he did not recognize her. The end. Yeah. So that was The Hapless Child by Edward Gorey. Not a happy ending, right? To say the least. What do you think? It's dark, right? And again, I feel like Edward Gorey must be a big name in this very small genre of children's horror, but just from the little bit that I've read from him, I feel like he is the Stephen King of this particular genre of literature. I am blown away by his artwork. I am completely sucked into the idea that he puts these stories to paper in the guise of a children's book. I think these are beautiful. I can see these as a coffee table book. One that would scare the hell out of anyone in your house if they picked it up. So, guys, what do you think? Comment down below. Have you heard of Edward Gorey? Tell me more about him. What do you think? You know, is it too much? What do you think of this whole idea of children's horror? Let me know. I want to know. So guys, thank you so much for coming to episode 2 of Pax's Little Library of Horrors. Please give me a like, a subscribe if you like this series. Let me know what you think down below. And until next time, class dismissed.